And just like that, you wake up one day and it's the start of your contest prep. And it's odd because on the other side of this, you wake up at some point and it's over. These strong transition points. Very odd. Very odd feeling. However, what I do look forward to when it comes to just starting this contest prep on this side is getting my walks in, because that's something that I got rid of at some point in the off season just because hunger was non-existent and I didn't want to eat more. So I look forward to having this not just supplement my deficit, but also um, just the way it improves, like the way you feel across like many different metrics. So this part I've been looking forward to, and this is the inaugural first walk of this contest prep. All right, that's it. 2 laps around my neighborhood, and rest of the day is almost going to look virtually the same, similar to what it has looked like the last few weeks. Hi, Haley. Let's go. In 2 hours since I've been up, and all I've done is like organize myself for the week. A lot of little things that I was supposed to do this past weekend I couldn't. Yesterday was Mother's Day, so that took top priority. But there was just things I wanted to organize the office, just clean, just set myself up for not just like the opening prep week, but also just for the work week. So we got that all of that out the way. But now I'm gonna go eat. It's gonna be my pre-workout meal technically, and then come back to the office, first shift of work, go to the gym, and then come back, more work, and then we'll see. But that's what we're doing. We're gonna finally get our pre-workout meal slash breakfast. Been up for about 2 hours. Not the way I intended it to be, but that's just how the day flowed. Greek yogurt, whey protein, wild blueberries, honey, and then this is the main event. This goes last because, oh man, Savory and me, we get along so well. So it's actually been about 2 hours since I finished that meal. Actually, no, that's when I filmed it. Probably took 20 minutes to eat, and now I'm here. So this is kind of soon for me, like to eat and then train like 90 minutes later. Like I usually prefer a slightly emptier stomach. Um, but is contest prep, as I get deeper into it, what you're going to see is that my pre-workout meal just gets closer and closer to the window between that and training time just shrinks. But right now, it don't freaking matter. I don't think it's going to matter for like another 10 or so pounds. So yeah, basically, uh, we got a lot of food in our stomach, and hopefully it works out. We have to improvise so much today because I know better. Let me show you. So my right elbow that has been about 80% for a minute now, just really was causing issues on the chest press machine I was using. So that was a no-go today. And I was in search of some sort of horizontal press movement that didn't bother the area. Yeah, that bench press, like those 4 reps just were very uncomfortable. I think that's usually a weight that with that grip, I can like launch out into the teens rep range wise, like pretty mindlessly, even if I haven't done the movement for a minute. But yeah, no go today. So I'm like, you know what? I need something that is going to, just not make that area any worse, because ironically, last prep, my right elbow was an issue. It's like my bad one, if you will, one that I do have to monitor and not do dumb things with. And that tricep machine, the Nautilus, the one that I had been using, it's really good to me, but I know that I shouldn't do it for more than like 2 training blocks. And I tried to sneak in the second one. I thought it'd be different this time, and
Yeah, last time we make that mistake. So yeah, I ended up going with the dumbbell chest press. Hadn't done this months, in months, and it actually felt quite good. So no pain really. So this is what we're going with. Yeah, just kind of was feeling loads around a little bit more than anything. Obviously, it's still going to be work, still going to be some good stimulus, but more than anything, I just wanted to confirm that this is going to be what I'm going to run with, and use some loads that are heavy enough where I could really test that thing out. So, not a bad place to start. Um, what is this? I think no, this is hundreds. I went. I think up to 110s, and yeah, this is going to be the go-to press. It seems. I might even have to swap the machine that I'm using on my second day for some more horizontal chest pressing. I think what dumbbells do is that they just kind of let each arm do its thing, and I think with a press, with a machine where, yeah, like each one is not doing its thing independently. I think just a little bit more load is being transferred over to the right side, and that side wants none of that. So yeah, yeah, I don't want that sort of smoke. So yeah, we adjusted that. Everything else beyond that was actually quite good, with the exception of the fact that I had dumbbell rows today and on this day, and I completely forgot to perform my dumbbell rows just because I'm gonna admit it, like a little bit of a like panic in that I need to figure this out so that, the rest of my training's just like getting to work, right? The rest of this prep. So in the midst of all that, I kind of lost track of that. So I'm gonna have to add that to my second upper body day of the week. And yeah, it's going to be slightly longer, but again, we'll figure that out. We'll figure that out. Might even throw it on one of my lower body days this week. We'll see. But yeah, outside of that, training wise, I think some good momentum, especially when it comes to I guess some of my problem areas, which is arms. So outside of that tricep being a little flickery, it actually bothers me more on presses than it does on direct tricep work. So that's not a bad thing. My bicep movement, which you will see after this, has been really taking off. Everything's good. Everything's good, and most importantly, I think I have. Yeah, this is a good training balance for me. 4 days a week, upper lower training split. And one thing I am open to doing this prep, especially once I get to those like really grindy body fat levels, is I am considering experimenting with 3 days a week, simply because, at that point it is defensive lifting, and I played around with 3 days a week a lot, like coming out of my last contest prep. And I stuck to that for about 6-7 months, and the gains were actually terrific. Like, I made progress. Surely maybe not as much progress as I can make if I have a fourth day, because that does allow me to increase the dosage of the stimulus a little bit. But that's the first thing that came to mind, was like, wow, 3 days a week, it's plenty of work. Still, again, a lot of progress was made. I'd argue that it was one of my best stints this off season, when I was doing 3 days a week. And most importantly, you guys know how it goes. When you are dieting hard, right? Stress from other aspects of life matter, right? It's harder to diet when you're having a stressful day, right? Whether it's work or something in your personal life, those can be the toughest days, and we forget that, even though, like, for a lot of us this is like the best part of the day, it's a very stressful situation. There's all these little like fight or flight moments taking place, right? I know that for me, especially when I am prepping, like a good training day just has me feeling a little bit off sometimes. Not immediately after the workout, but usually it hits me like 4 or 5 hours post training, where I'm like, whoa, I feel like I did something today. And again, that can make dieting harder. So stress is stress, and by removing some of that excess stress, because at that point, especially once I'm like 1 or 2 pounds away from stage weight, it really just becomes defensive lifting. You're not in a position to put on a whole lot of muscle, probably none at all. If anything, it's just a really good thing if you leave that part of the prep with no muscle loss. So that is something that, I want to play with. It's something that I had Dirk do last contest prep, and it can make you feel a bit uneasy because when you are prepping, you don't want any of your negative outcomes, to be in part because you just didn't try hard enough, you didn't do something right. But there is just a point in time where you have to trust that especially if your personal history reflects this, where if the reason you come up short is most likely not because you're not going hard enough. If anything, once you learn to work really hard, it's knowing when to apply that, when to strike, and when to conserve energy. And that's a big part of prep, is just learning when to conserve energy, right? So when to back off, when to come in for a punch, that sort of deal. These were myo rep sets, and man, it's crazy. Like, I always think my arm is way more extended than it is. But yeah, these have been terrific. The preacher curls, this is like the brunt of my bicep work right now, the main event for my bicep work. I do some hammer curls on my other upper body day, but man, there's small details, like you probably can't see them right now, but there's just like new little things going on in my bicep that I've never seen before. And hopefully when I peel down, and especially when I hit those poses where like my arms are like out there and exposed, and I'm not smashing them against my body like I would on a side chest, side tricep. Hopefully it really shows then, because those poses are so exposing to me. Like, all right, hands up, you can't hide nothing. So yeah, again, really, really solid training session. We had to work around some things. But now I know I got my answer for like what I can do to chest press for the foreseeable future. And man, I love dumbbells. I have a lot of history with dumbbells. And partially that's what makes them like not a good movement sometimes, because I have my performance metrics and expectations. But again, I'm losing weight, something to take into consideration. But yeah, everything training side, good, fantastic. I'm ready.
All right, kind of an early dinner today. This is meal 3, about 12 ounces of ground buffalo, and then this is that Dave's white killer bread, so just 3 slices. And I think after this, I'm probably going to call it a day. A little bit earlier because I do have a podcast, and yeah, just want to do that on a full stomach. I don't want to do nothing after that as well. So get this dinner in. There's a lot more veg in there than it looks like. It just cooks and it turns into nothing, but it's a healthy amount of vegetables in there. That's all the vegetables I've had today. And yeah, fruit, veggie wise, I'd say about a little below average. But again, it's what you chronically do. It's not what you do like on one specific day. So you'll see as we go through this, you'll see that there might be a day where I eat 3 times as much veg and no fruit. There might be a day where 3 times as much fruit and no veg. But generally speaking, yeah, we just try to have a well-rounded diet with a lot of variety. This should be about 3,000 calories. 3,000 calories, 20 minutes of walking in the morning. That's going to be enough to give me, honestly, I think about halfway there. Oh man, so finished my dinner, had my podcast with actually team friend, Bill Wong. And that was cool. Got to catch up with Bill. That's always good. But today was just a long day. Not just for me, but Cynthia. And I'm like, go to bed early. I'll take care of basically everything that needs to be cleaned up and set up for tomorrow. Yeah, it's now 11 p.m. And my dinner was like at 6:30, something like that. So yeah, there's gonna be a lot of days like this, guys. And like, I've done bodybuilding long enough to the point where showing up for that is easy, but not just showing up, but showing up with intent. It just kind of happens. I almost don't have to think about it. But here at home, is a family man now. My first prep is a family man. There's going to be a lot of days like this where, I just have to be flexible, nail the big objectives, and enjoy it, because that is a big goal of this prep. I just want to enjoy it beginning to end, and I get to do it with a slightly different seasoning this time. And I'm sure that just like I always do, every single prep, there's I learned so much about myself, about the sport, how to coach people. But this prep, there's gonna be some new obstacles in there, and they'll be tough at times. But honestly, I think it's just gonna add to that list of post-prep reflection, that wonderful list of, again, lessons learned. Lessons about, again, this game, the bodybuilding game, but also just yourself in life. So look forward to that, guys. So yeah, I'm about done here. Gonna close up shop. This is day one. Honestly, doesn't feel any different than, I guess, last Monday almost, other than, we just ate a little less, made sure to be a little bit more active. Just that. And for now, I think that's gonna be plenty. Hey, life is good. I'll see you guys next week.
And man, I think this is the earliest I've ever put on the posing trunks. So we weighed in at 180, and it's so crazy, right? It's so crazy because with the lighting that I am using, you want to learn more about how to set this up, because I'm about to show you why your lighting, when it comes to progress pictures, not even if you're prepping, just in general, super important. This is what I look like with this, like, just give me the truth, like, give me harsh critique lighting. I go over this in the Physique photo guide. This is my course on the 3D Muscle Journey Vault, link down in the description. But this is what I look like with that sort of lighting, right? Like, this is not to get the likes and the wows on IG. This is strictly business. This is me analyzing data that is going to play an important role in my decision making as I go through this prep. And then this is my little, I look cute in my outfit, I'm going to the gym segment you saw earlier. Look at the difference. So much like separation there because the lighting is coming from the side. Separation that, yes, it's there, but at the same time, it can enhance certain areas, make them appear a little bit more in than they actually are. So you combine that with posing trunks, it just kind of gives you a general idea of what it is that we are aiming when we are trying to get up on that stage. Posing trunks are so freaking humbling, man. And if anything, I'm glad that I went with this as opposed to like just some like short shorts. Those things are like sinking in me. It's crazy to watch, but I'm glad I did this because at the end of it, I'll have a very nice, cool little transformation video as I accumulate all the weeks.